Hey there, welcome to Abundant Source Raw. Just giving a little life update here. I am back home in Texas at my mom's house right now. I've been here for almost 2 weeks, and yeah, just kept getting this calling to come back home for a little bit and chill out and just kind of get recentered and focus on certain things before I go on my next adventures and whatever else I'm gonna do. Felt like coming home for a little bit, seeing friends and family, and just being in this really relaxed, centered environment that I always get when I come home. And I have been fasting mostly for the whole time that I've been here. Right now, I've been doing a juice cleanse. I did 5 days water fasting a couple days after I got back, and then went straight into a juice fast, which I did for another 5 days. And then last night I broke my fast with a little bit of fruit and then also had a salad. But now I am trying to get back on the juice and water and dry fasting and just fast as much as possible. And if I eat a little bit of food because I feel like it, then that's not really a big deal to me. And I just get right back into the fasting, and it's all good. And this here is apple and cilantro juice that I just made this is the juicer that I ordered when I got back home. ICOC, I think is how you pronounce it. It's kind of a relatively new brand of juicer. It's a slow masticating juicer and very cheap, and is pretty comparable to like an Omega juicer, which is the juicer I was looking at. And yeah, I've been really happy with it so far. I've got this little mic because I record all my videos on my phone, and right now my front-facing camera, the microphone on it isn't functioning right, so I have to use a little mic like this, and this is kind of all I've got, so it's a little funny. So I thought I'd talk a little bit just about maybe like cravings and true hunger, and also let you know what I typically like to juice. The number one juice that I drink more than anything else is just watermelon juice. Cheap and easy and delicious, and I love it. So watermelon juice is the bulk of probably my juice diet right now, and then other melons like cantaloupe and honeydew, and then also apple juice, orange juice, and some like celery and maybe some greens, but not that often, mostly just fruit juices. And I personally try not to mix a whole lot of stuff. I like to kind of do mono juices, I guess, with just the fruits when I can. And then maybe if I feel like having a green juice, I'll mix some greens with maybe some apple or something. But I kind of want to express my opinions on nutrition because today while I was juicing, I realized that I drink a lot of fruit juice, and that there's a lot of people that would probably advise drinking more green juices, getting more nutrients from the nutritional spectrum and all the different minerals and things like that that you could get more easily from green juices, and that maybe too many fruit juices is going to be too much sugar without the fiber and all that, and might not be the best. But I feel like I just kind of live in this totally different paradigm where nutrition is just such a funny concept to me now these days. And I'll tell you that I do not juice or eat what I juice and eat for its nutritional content or its nutritional value. I eat and drink what I do because of the lightness that it gives me, the feeling that it gives me, and really to be consuming less dense things. That's mostly what I am thinking about. I don't go on a juice cleanse because I want to try and get more nutrition. I go on a juice cleanse to give my body a break from nutrition and from just all the densities and the substances of putting really anything into the body. And when I'm drinking juice, I'm purely drinking juice out of, either pleasure or craving or, mental and emotional comfort. That is basically the only reason that I drink juice. It's not like I need to drink juice. I could definitely be water fasting and dry fasting, but the juice helps and brings comfort, and that's why I drink it, and that's why I eat food. I don't need to eat food, but I eat it because it brings me comfort and pleasure. But ideally, I feel my best when I consume as little as possible and just let my body do what it does and run optimally on its own without having to weigh it down with different substances. And when you're fasting or you are, doing like restricted calorie type diets and you're not eating very much, you really realize how much you don't need to eat. And it's like I'm always in the state of never being hungry. I'm never hungry, but I feel like, I could always eat something, but I don't actually feel hungry. I could eat something because it sounds pleasurable, but I'm not actually hungry. Hunger, unlike what most people think hunger is, which most people associate with, this feeling in their stomach that is this uncomfortable feeling. And because it feels uncomfortable, then it makes them want to eat more and either suppress that or stimulate other parts of their body to take their mind off of that feeling. But that's mostly just a feeling of food that is not meant to be in your body. It feels uncomfortable because it is unnatural. It's a sign that you're probably eating food that is not designed for the human system. But what true hunger is a feeling that's felt in the throat, similar to thirst, when you're actually hungry and when your body is actually calling for sustenance, then you're going to feel it in your throat. And many people probably have maybe a few times in their life, if ever, actually felt that true feeling of hunger. And so unless you're eating out of that true feeling of hunger, unless you can feel hunger in your throat, then realize that you are only eating out of craving or pleasure or some other reason. Your body doesn't need anything at this moment. You're really just eating to suppress or stimulate yourself. So yeah, it's helped me to understand that basically if I feel like I can't go without something, then I'm pretty much addicted. And that goes with food and just about everything else in life. I feel like life is pretty much just one big craving, one big addiction, all this stimulus everywhere, all these lights and sounds and influences and smells and just sights that are just pulling you in. It's just like one big place where we can learn to overcome our cravings. I feel like that's mostly what this is for me. And for most people is just learning to overcome cravings. And the more that you fast and go without food and go without cravings, the easier it becomes and the easier you can really feel and see that you really don't need anything. Your faith becomes greater and not needing anything. You just feel what it's like to just be okay without having to give in to these things. And then you start to realize, wow, you can really feel that you're just eating out of pleasure or craving and that you never actually need these things. And so that's one thing that I have kind of reprogrammed into my mind, is just knowing that I'm never actually hungry. And when people ask me if I'm hungry or anything like that, it's like, no, I'm not hungry. I mean, I'll definitely eat. It sounds nice, sounds pleasurable. I could eat, but I'm never hungry. And for me personally, that just seems like it's been an empowering thought or program that I've been able to put into my head that just helps me to be calm and at peace whenever I am like craving, is that in the moment I can realize that I'm not hungry, I'm just craving, which is okay. and it just makes it easier to watch it and be content not giving into it. And of course, sometimes I do, which is okay also. If I give in to anything, then I can be just as content with that and then get right back on the horse, as they say, and continue with my journey. It's a little slip up, that's okay. If I do give in to a craving, I make sure that I enjoy it 100% and do not beat myself up about it, and then just get right back on track. Anyways, just wanted to share this little bit with you all. I'm going to have more videos coming out on cravings and other fun stuff. Fruitarianism, obviously spirituality, all the good stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this. Infinite love to you, and I'll talk with you in the next video.